So last night I saw an early screening of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and I would have missed the Guardians, man! I mean, listen, if it wasn't for Volume 2, your boy would have never even gotten into the MCU. I'm being honest, the Guardians is what got me invested in Marvel. Also, shout out to my boy DJ who went to see this movie with me 5 years ago. We kind of went on our separate adventures after that, only for us to reconnect 5 years later for the very first time to go and see Volume 3. I felt like my own story had its own culmination, but that's beside the point. Let's get into the review. So as the trailers would lead you to believe, the story mainly revolves around Rocket, how he was brought up, the trauma that he carries with him to this day because of it. And not to spoil too much of the movie, but let's just say he gets into an accident that leads into this live or die situation that carries the movie. It's heart-wrenching, it's emotional, it had me almost tearing up a couple times. It is one of the best arcs of the whole movie. Star-Lord's story of trying to rekindle that long-lost love with GAMORA, and we're talking about the 2014 GAMORA who does not know who he is just also very emotional, and anyone who's been through a breakup or just has been through a relationship that's been rocky feels for this man. It's authentic, it's raw, you feel for him. There's even times where you start to question why he's even still doing this. Why not just move on? But love will make you do crazy things, and he's the personification of that. While some of her motives were antagonistic at first, given it was 2014 Raider GAMORA, I think that her moral dilemma was one of the focal points in this story that really carried it through as well. Nebula was easily one of my favorite parts of the entire movie. Her story has been long running since the first movie up until now, with this longing for acceptance, or accepting that there's more to life than just pain, agony, and revenge. But now there's family, and she's a part of it. She was more of a team player and more of a family member to the Guardians in this movie than GAMORA was. Everything that involved her was either hilarious, dope, or emotional. And not to spoil it, but the final scene with her put a big smile on everyone's face. Drax and Mantis were Drax and Mantis. Anything that involved them was fucking hilarious, and I will ship them until the day I die. And Groot, much like Nebula, has had an arc going on since the very first movie, and his culmination was just also just like... And the actor that played the villain delivered a great performance. Even though at times I felt like there was a lot going on because we were trying to focus on so many stories at once, every character got their chance to shine. Even some of the side characters did. I know there's a lot of chatter right now in Adam Warlock being underused. I mean, Bro made his debut one-shotting everybody. And then every scene after that, I'm like, are you supposed to be him? Because you're definitely not. But even he at the end got a nice send-off. This movie was all about send-offs and culminating stories. And ultimately, in the end, it was a bittersweet send-off, but everyone felt complete. Hilarious and serious at times. It's not a perfect movie, but it's a great one. I'd give it 4 3/4 out of 5 stars.